Hey folks, Cory here. So we are on to part 2 of red flags regarding tarot readers, and these are 5 actual real red flags. Well, okay, technically there's 4 actual red flags, and the last one is more of a very, very strong suggestion on my part, okay? So if you didn't see the first part, which was going over 5 commonly labeled red flags for tarot readers, but are actually more like reading preferences, go check out that part first, okay, before we dive into this list. So let's get into it, right? So these are, like I said, more 4 actual red flags that you should be looking out for when trying to find a tarot reader, and 1/5 very, very, very strong suggestion on my part. So the first actual red flag has to do with unsolicited offers, okay? If you have someone you don't follow, you've never seen before, you don't know who they are, sliding into your DMs, okay? Someone you've never interacted with, and they basically say, hey, Spirit sent me your way. I felt called to deliver a message for you. Venmo me X number of dollars for a reading. This is a big red flag, okay? We've got a lot of scammers now on social media. No ethical tarot reader is going to essentially cold call you, okay? Because that's really what this is. This is the internet version of cold calling, where someone is just coming at you, like I said, unsolicited, unprompted on your end to say, I have this special message only meant for you and you need to pay me for a reading. Those are scare tactics to try to get you to buy a reading that you didn't ask for, that you weren't looking for. Okay. And it happens to a lot of folks who happen to follow tarot readers on social media. So if someone is coming into your DMs, your private messages, and just kind of unprompted, even if it's somebody you recognize their name, go to their profile and check in whether or not that they have actually copycatted somebody else, okay? I've got a lot of friends who are also professional tarot readers, who are professional psychics, who do distance healings as well, Reiki, and they would never just slide into somebody's DM. However, they are prominent enough in the community that there are other folks who aren't getting traction on their own pages for readings, and someone will literally copy every aspect of my friend's profile, from like the profile pic, the actual bio, the last several dozen like videos and posts, okay? Check to see when that account was created, whether or not there's any funky, weird misspellings of letters in the name. See if you can't search for the name that you know that reader has, and like actually find their legitimate account, okay? So there's a lot of copycatting. This is something to really look out for. Please do not get scammed, okay? If someone's coming into your DMs unprompted, that actually is a big red flag, okay? You may never actually get a reading, and you could lose out on dozens of dollars, if not hundreds, all right? Second red flag. You go to a reader, they give you a reading, and essentially they tell you that you're cursed or hexed or something. And the only way to get it removed is to pay them $500, $1,000, a ridiculous amount of money, and then they graciously will remove this for you. This is a very common scam. It's been around for decades, you guys, decades, okay? Please do not fall for this. If you actually do feel like, hey, there might be something to this, go get a second opinion. Go to another trusted reader and see if they say the same thing, okay? Make an assessment. There are dozens of ways in various traditions to assess whether or not you've got some sort of maybe spirit attachment, or you've had something nasty thrown your way and it didn't get blocked and now it's attached to you, okay? Check in with other folks though to get second, third, fourth opinions if you'd like, okay? Don't just trust the first person that you go to that says, "You're cursed. Pay me $700. I'll take it off for you." Okay? These usually end up snowballing into you being out thousands of dollars to somebody who isn't actually doing anything and is just scaring you into paying them more money. All right? Third real red flag, okay? If this reader makes a red flags video and it's literally just their personal preferences of reading. I think any reader that actually deals in absolutes, no, this is the only way that you can read tarot. This is the only real way that you can read these cards. This is only what real readers do. Anything that is absolute like that, that's something to be wary of, okay? They may be an excellent reader, but they also may be somebody that you just don't generally want to do business with because they're being kind of scummy. Like, just throwing that out there. Like, if they're genuinely not a good person and are very self-centered and egotistical, that could be someone that, even though they've got really great psychic skills, they may have issues actually removing ego from the situation, from your reading, and not even realize it, you know? So just kind of vibe check that. See if your gut isn't telling you to go find somebody else. And that's the same thing with number 4, which is readers posting posts or videos that essentially aren't calling out bad behavior of another reader, but it's just shit posting them. Either bashing, shaming, degrading another reader in the community. That's not cool. Like, if you come across a reader who you really vibe with, but all of a sudden you've noticed that they're posting a lot of videos that are essentially just shit posting their own colleagues, that's kind of a red flag. That's somebody who hasn't actually walked their talk and is working on themselves in order to become a better person. Can you get an accurate reading from them? Probably. But are you going to feel good about it? Maybe not. So number 3 and number 4 are really just gut checks, right? This is just indicators that, yeah, they may not necessarily be a bad tarot reader, but they're not necessarily a good person either, you know? And so that really leads down to number 5, which is just a very, very, very strong recommendation. If you're watching videos of a creator and at first you really are digging the videos, but then over time you're like, I'm not sure I even really like this person, or something feels off to you, or you're just not vibing with them, that's fine. That's not a reader to go to for you. Okay? And that's okay. You might really enjoy that content creator or that reader's other content that they make that's not necessarily tarot reading. And this applies to me too. Like, maybe you look at my videos and you're really only there for pendulum information and you're just not vibing with my daily tarot posts. That's okay. But that means that you're really not going to enjoy getting a reading from me. So you shouldn't buy a reading from me. Okay? And the same goes for any other tarot reader out there. Don't let flashy personality and sunny dispositions or just like real world talk trick you into getting a reading from somebody that you're not really going to be happy with the reading or just even really generally like it. You know, it's really important that if you do want to get a reading, you trust your reader. Okay, because there has to be that dialogue, especially if it's in person or live session. And if not, that person's going to be reading you energetically. There are some pre-recorded readings that I do where I'm feeling out my client in a distance reading. They're accurate, but I am tapping into that energy. And if you don't want me tapping into your energy, that's not a reading for you, okay? I will not be offended, I promise. Just, I'm not the reader for you, and that's okay. And that's why it's so great that we have so many amazing and talented readers in our community, especially, you know, on social media, to get their name out there so you can find somebody that you really do enjoy, that you really do click with, okay? So this is my red flags list. If you think that there are some that I missed, leave them in the comments below.